Hi, good evening. This is Holly Bradford. I'm just replying to Trisha. Thank you for your presentation on poverty and the homeless population. I could feel your empathy for this population based on how you described the events you attended and your interview with Mr. Wilson. You showed him kindness when bringing him food and asking him if he needed anything, anything that he might need. And, you know, that you may have been the only person and the only time that anyone did that for him. So I just commend you for your generosity and by you sitting and talking with him and asking him about his life, you showed him dignity and respect, which he may or may not receive on a daily basis. So thank you for making him feel less different than the general population during that time. I appreciated your input on stigmatization of homelessness in the veteran population. So many veterans struggle transitioning back into real life when they transition out of the military and after being deployed even and staying in the military and coming home. They may feel uncomfortable and seeking help or taking medication that's been prescribed to them. There's just a stigma behind it even now. I found an article written by Stacey Owens in November of 2022. She is a licensed social worker from the Center of Mental Health Services. And she stated that every year, approximately 200,000 men and women transition out of active duty service and return to civilian life. She went on to say that in 2020, approximately 5.2 million veterans experienced a behavioral health condition, and more than half of those veterans with a mental health illness did not receive treatment within the past year. So they're just not seeking treatment when they need it. Additionally, more than 90%, she said, of those experiencing a substance use disorder did not receive treatment. So I think that speaks to the stigma that's behind it as well, and just the difficulty that families face with helping veterans and keep their medications on track and just seek treatment. I found it interesting that you discussed the Salvation Army. I did not realize that they had a spiritual and biblical mission. I knew that they were a great organization and that, you know, they do a lot of volunteer and provide resources, but I just didn't realize that they were biblical, so that's awesome. I didn't know they were based on the gospel of Jesus Christ. I have volunteered for Salvation Army in the past for a soup kitchen. I just didn't know their mission included that. I enjoyed hearing about your experiences with the soup kitchen and that you got to work making the food as well, and that you enjoyed, helping that population. So thank you for sharing.